My name is Daniel Wells.
And my name is Amy Record. Our project is on investigating the relationship between nuclear energy production, media presentation, and public perception. In casual conversation with friends, I discovered a subset of people that believe the movie The China Syndrome is responsible for the decline of nuclear energy production in the United States, essentially blaming Jane Fonda for the decline. It got us thinking about whether the representation of nuclear power and weapons in the media has a measurable effect on the nuclear power generation in the US. So for this project, our data comes from multiple sources, from the Nuclear Energy Institute all the way down to Wikipedia.
Here we focus on 3 countries, the United States, France, and Japan. Here we have already imported U.S. data relating to nuclear energy production, public opinion, and data from media pertaining to nuclear technology in some way. We generate a scatter matrix to visualize data correlation. Here I want to point out that nuclear generation variables correlate well with each other, and public opinion correlates somewhat with generation. The number of media works produced does not correlate particularly well with anything else.
Next, we took our media dataset and plotted the number of nuclear-related media released per year. We also plotted the occurrence of the 3 Mile Island incident and the Chernobyl disaster, and noticed that after 3 Mile Island, there is a sharp rise in nuclear-related media. Then, after the Chernobyl disaster, it drops off just as quickly. Next, we ran several linear, single-degree regressions looking at the media that deals specifically with energy issues and nuclear weapons separately. We found that the highest R-squared value was 0.309, which is between the amount of media that focuses on nuclear weapons and the percentage of people opposed to nuclear energy.
Next, we incorporated cost data and did a brief analysis of trends. Here we have construction cost per megawatt of capacity for all U.S. power plants adjusted for inflation. We performed here 2 separate regressions, splitting the data at the year of the 3 Mile Island incident, the same as the release of the movie The China Syndrome. We do see a very significant difference pre- and post-event. In order to perform a multilinear regression, we had to construct a single data frame with all of the data we needed. This proved to be challenging and involved a lot of data frame manipulation. Then we had to actually perform the regression. We experimented with different models, but ultimately achieved the best fit with the one shown here. The public opinion favor and the average plant cost correlated the best with nuclear power generation. Both had p-values much less than 0.05. Finally, we looked at the available data for France and Japan. Here we can see that the reactor costs for each country had very different trends. We can also see that the output for each country had a different behavior. And the most notable event is that Japan's production, here in red, dropped sharply after the 2011 event in Fukushima. In both these countries, France and Japan, the media did not play a significant role in predicting nuclear power generation. And ultimately, due to limited data, we were not able to perform more analysis for France and Japan.
In conclusion, the only strong relationship we found was between the net generation and 2 variables, average cost and percent opposed to nuclear power. Sorry, Jane.